Today we're going to discuss the top 5 reasons why Satou Sabally will play with the Indiana Fever in 2025. Hello everybody and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
I'm Rob.
So hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. If you like Rob, subscribe to our channel. If you like Caitlin Clark, subscribe to our channel. If you like football or basketball, subscribe to our channel. Anyways, Rob, big football weekend coming up, but today we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever and Satou Sabally. As most people know, Satou Sabally is an unrestricted free agent. However, the Dallas Wings can core her. In fact, they can core her twice. But she has told the Dallas Wings she's played her last game with them. In fact, the exact quote that we have here from the interview that they had, she said, "I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they made this a home for me the past years. And I'm working with them together in finding a next home for me. I've already played my last game in Dallas." So that sounds like,
Sounds kind of a definite that she's going to leave.
How she can make it definite when they can core her, I don't know. But she could always sit out and go play in Europe, I guess, that she must have told him. So that's my guess.
Right.
Anyways, if they core her, they can trade her. So if they can trade her to anyone they want, and whoever probably gives them the best deal is probably what they're going to do. She's probably going to have some say over that. So anyways, right now, I've got 5 good reasons, Rob, why I think that she's going to play with the Fever this year and not the New York Liberty, who one broadcaster said she's likely to end up with. My first one is how she answered the next question after that. They asked her, "Do you want to play with your sister?" And she said, "Yeah, of course. In the future, I would love that." She didn't say, "I would love to play with my sister this year." She said, "In the future, I would love that." Okay, that tells me she knows it's not realistic to play with her this year. At least that's how I read it. And that she could hook up with her sister later on. Her sister only has 1 more year left on her contract. I looked it up. She signed a 3-year contract in 2023. So wherever Satou goes to, her sister could join her just in 1 more year. That's not a long wait. She's 26. Her sister's 24. So, Rob, what do you think about that comment? And do you think that's a good argument for why she's going to sign with the Fever, not necessarily New York?
It's kind of open end. I think she is going to sign with. I mean, for me, if I were her, her best bet would be to sign with the Fever. So, but with like you said, her sister can come if they want to bring her in, so then they both can play together.
Right. So the next reason I think is actually the most important one, but we're going to get it out of the way. She wants to play with Caitlin Clark. She likes Caitlin Clark. She has said positive things about Caitlin Clark. She didn't mind that when she had home games, there was a lot of Fever fans there rooting for Caitlin Clark. It just seems that she's not one of those players in the WNBA that is jealous of Caitlin Clark. And that
Mark, you're a fool. If you're a women's basketball player, who wouldn't want to play with Caitlin Clark? I'm sorry. Like I said, I would like to play with her. I'm a guy. I'd like to play pickup with her. She'd be fun. Her passing, just her shooting, and this overall love for the game is phenomenal. I would love. That's what you like when you're a basketball player. Someone who enjoys the game too. So yeah, I would love. Yeah, why wouldn't she?
And she knows the game, other than herself, because she might think she's going to be the best player in the league sometime. She was first team All-Pro 2 years ago, and she got injured last year. She only played half a season. She knows Caitlin Clark at some point is going to be an MVP player and the best player in the league. And she would love to play with someone who's such a great floor general. She's a great leader in addition to her passes are unbelievable. And she makes all her teammates better. She saw how she made Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston better and Lexi Hall. She could see that. She knows basketball better than we do, at least WNBA basketball. So
I mean, like I said, other players watch other players. When you're playing against somebody, you watch other players, and you look and see what they're doing. You're like, wow. You're looking at the stats and in the games and your time off. So and like I said, you can tell, like, wow. And she probably was wondering because she played for Germany, why didn't the American team put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team?
Everybody in the world was wondering that. Anyways, there's all sorts of reasons to play with Caitlin Clark, but the other reason you could say is, well, because this team has a great future because they got the young talented duo plus Kelsey Mitchell. That's a lot. That's really a lot.
That's probably that's one of them. I would say with her, that would be the main reason. One is that you have that youth there, and then like you have a decent coach, and now she's like, okay, like I said, the players see things, and they're like, oh, Sides is gone. Oh, great, good. That means that'll open up Caitlin Clark's game more, which means it'll open up more for me and the youngsters, and we can go out there and play our game. Yeah, I mean, of all the teams, I think I would, if I were her, I would go to the Fever because of the potential with the players and also with a coach who knows what they're doing.
Right. The reason the coach didn't make my top 5 was because the New York Liberty also have a very good coach. But the fact that they did change coaches and upgraded their coach is a reason for why she will go to the Fever. Because if Christy Sides was still there, I think that would really discourage any free agent from going there. Mm-hmm. So that's like reason 6. But, I wanted to make it 5. And I thought the New York Liberty also have a very good coach. So that wasn't a strong enough reason. But I do think that's a reason also. Reason number 3 is I think the Fever have more to offer. I don't think New York has a talented young player to offer. But Melissa Smith, even though she didn't have a great year last year, people see her as a talented player. And if they're going to lose a forward, wouldn't you want to gain a talented young forward to replace her? So I don't think New York has a player like that. Now, New York has the 7th pick and the Fever have the 8th pick. So they have a very small advantage over that, but I don't see that as the determining factor. I think the Fever have more to offer than the New York Liberty, Rob.
Yeah, offering Smith in an 8th round draft choice isn't that bad because you could pick up some good players. If you're Dallas, you get Smith who could actually contribute, and then you pick the 8th pick. You have two first rounders, which it makes sense for if you're rebuilding your team. So that would make more sense too.
And they both have room underneath the salary cap. The thing I was looking at, and this is slightly different than other ones I saw, but in the salary cap that I saw for them, the Fever have $657,000, and the New York Liberty has $587,000. So they look like they both can afford her. I know they still have to sign Kelsey Mitchell, but that's only going to be $220,000. So it looks like the Fever has plenty of room underneath that. And I think that when they didn't protect Beg Lindley, I think that told everybody, listen, we needed some more room salary-wise because she was getting 75 and she was going to get 150 or 160, and she plays the same position as Sabally in a forward. So I think that clues you in the fact that they're going to go really hard for Sabally. They're going to make New York a nice offer. So I think that's a reason that, okay. So I think another reason is that the New York Liberty just won a championship. You can think of Kevin Durant, who was frustrated because he couldn't win a championship, and he was, one of the top 2 players in the league, and he or at least one of the top 3 players in the league, and he went to the Golden State Warriors, who were already champions, and then he won 2 championships, and even though he was MVP in the finals, people didn't give him as much credit as if he went to a team that was maybe a contender and not the champion. And so people saw him like ring chasing, and in terms of just ranking him as a player now, I've seen this in discussions where people don't rank him as high as Steph Curry because he didn't go ring chasing. Steph Curry built it up at Golden State himself. Right. And Kevin Durant just jumped on the bandwagon. So if she looks at it that way for her own legacy, Rob, because if you're a top 5 player, like an all-pro, you think of your legacy as an all-time player if you're that good. And I think so. My guess is she thinks that way. But what do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I don't think she's not thinking that way. I think she's thinking like we were saying, it's a young team. I'd love to join it and build them up, give them experience, and I have a chance of. Not just a 1-year thing. They could keep it. They could be pretty dominant. With the way the league is going and with players coming in, and if they keep it going, they have a nice nucleus there. They could win. Definitely make the playoffs every year and be a contender for the finals.
Oh, yeah. She's 26, Caitlin Clark, and Leah Boston, 22. All right, Kelsey Mitchell's not going to be in her prime forever, but she's also going to get some credit, Rob. She's going to get credit because she's
Right.
going to have some veteran leadership, a great player in veteran leadership. For winning the championship. She's not going to get much credit for New York Liberty winning when they have Brandon Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu and the team, and they're the defending champions. And so,
Right.
I would want some credit for contributing to a team's championship. So anyway, that was reason number 4. Reason number 5 is Rob. I'll let you talk about reason number 5.
As a fan, I mean, as a player, who wouldn't want to play? You could be playing to sellout crowd in every game with the Fever, and then you're going to be playing with a sellout crowd in away games too with the Fever. So who wouldn't want to, as a basketball player, that know you want to people are going to be watching me. Of course, that's great. Rather than if you were with the Dallas, and the Dallas Wings are coming into town. Oh, that's great. That's nice.
Even though some people don't like the Dallas Cowboys, they're seen as like America's team in football. Who wouldn't want to play for a better America's versions team in the Indiana Fever? Because I think they're more likable than the Dallas Cowboys. If you're in the WNBA, like Rob said, it sold out. They sold out every game but like 1 last year, I think. And then an away game, they sold out almost every game but 1 or 2. And they had the highest attendance by far in the league last year. And it's not going to go down this year, Rob. No. They're going to change more to larger arenas again. And they're going to get more and more fans. They're going to sell out every game at home. And I think that's a big deal to play in front of, sold out crowds all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's more enjoyable.
When I played high school or college, and when the arena was full or the gym was filled, it was very exciting for a player. At any level, you're like, whoa, this is cool. And it kind of gives you revved up to play even harder because you want to impress the fans that came out to the game.
When you go and play and there's 6,000 fans there, 3,000 fans there, it's a lot of empty seats. It's not nearly as exciting. It doesn't motivate you as much.
Not really.
Sold out crowds motivate you as a player. I mean, you should be 100% motivated, but people are humans, and you're more maybe 99%, but you're 100 with the fans there. So I think, Rob, that's definitely a factor. So, anyways, those are our top 5 reasons that I think that she's going to go to the Indiana Fever this year. She hasn't indicated that, but I think she's playing it cool, and I think she's answering the questions right. But I like the fact that she came out and just said, "I already told him I'm out of here." Now we'll know February 1st. We won't know until February 1st.
Right.
But I'm confident that the Fever have the best chance of anybody. In New York, we might be number 2, but I think. Go ahead, Rob.
I feel the best choice would be to the Fever out of all the teams.
Right. Best chance and the best choice. Yeah. Like if I was her, I'm just thinking like her and you're thinking like her. It's very clear to me that I would go to the Indiana Fever, even though maybe I want to live in New York or whatever. That's one thing. But that's one advantage that the New York has, is like living in New York might be pretty cool for her. But I think she was born in New York too, even though she's been in Germany. So, but for me, all those other factors would outweigh that. And you could bring your sister in another year.
Well, speaking about that, so you go to the Fever. When you go into New York, and you want to beat the Liberty, the champion. They're the champions now. You always want to beat them because your sister's there. But now you're like, cool. Then now you got a little rival thing going. I want to beat this team. Yeah.
Oh, I would. That's definitely, Rob. That ties in with all the reasons we gave before. Is you want to lead this young team to a championship and beat them. And you want to beat the defending champs. You want to beat the Las Vegas Aces next year, even though they didn't make the finals last year. They're still the 2-time defending champions before that. And anybody, all the good teams, you want to beat them. And if you're going to go from 6th to 1st, that's a great thing. And with a young team and good coach, I don't know.
She's a key. She's a key in that. She's a key free agent.
Yeah. So, and it looks like the organization has their crap together because they got a new coach, a new general manager, new president, everything like that. And it looks like they're making all the right moves. So if I was a free agent, or I would want to go to an organization that has their act together. And I don't think they did last year, and I think they do now. So you could say that's another additional reason that she would go there. But we'll stick with the top 5 reasons. Anyways.
Right.
So anyways, we'll see what happens. Well, I think we'll know February 1st. That's the first day that you can sign a free agent. It's my understanding. We've got to wait 3 weeks for this.
Yeah, you gotta wait 2 weeks, Mark.
Wait 3 weeks for an answer. If I was betting, I'd bet on the Fever getting Satou, Sabally, who I think is the most glamorous, unrestricted free agent that's available. That's most likely to move to another team at least. So, anyways, let's know what you think down below. And if you like this video, share it with your family, friends, acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for?
We're getting there. We're halfway point to 6,000. We're halfway there.
We need your help.
Keep subscribing.
Only been around since April, growing fast, but we need your help. And when you do, hit that notification bell so you get notified of our next video. And we can discuss this. I think it's a good discussion on our live show every Monday, except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. You can call them for that show. So it's pretty cool. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.